welcome to Money Master. Today I am going to talk to you about the Money Master kit that is aimed at Year 2 students for both teachers and parents to use either in the classroom or at home to help students with their money maths. So what you get in this kit is fake money, both coins and notes, a teddy with a reusable price tag, a CD with the instructions on it, and these cards that are used for one of the activities. Okay, so this kit aims to target a specific content descriptor from the Australian curriculum. The content descriptor is for specifically Year 2 students, and that content descriptor is to count and order small collections of Australian coins and notes according to their value. So that content descriptor actually elaborates further and describes two specific components that they'd like Year 2 students to achieve. So the first one is that they should be able to identify values of coins and notes that are of equal value. So for example, 2 5-cent coins are equal to 1 10-cent coin. And the second evaluation is that students should be able to use notes and coins to make a particular value on a price tag. So there are two manipulatives included in this kit that aim to meet the two elaborations and facilitate the learning of this content descriptor. So the first activity, the instructions, as I've already said, can be found on the CD, or there is a link on the two teacher guides and parent caregiver guides. So the first activity concentrates on the first elaboration of the content descriptor. For this activity, it's a 2-player activity. You don't need to play money, you just need these cards here. So you'll notice that there are blue cards with coins and blue cards with notes. So for the coin one, you place these in the middle, face down, and here you lay these out. Each card gets two cards representing each value. So $2, $2, $2, $1, sorry, 2 50-cent, 2 10-cent, and 2 5-cent. And you do the same for the other player. So these need to be mixed up a bit, just so it makes it a little bit more difficult for the students. Okay, so what happens is students sit opposite each other with their cards. Students turn over the first card. So in this example, it's $1. So the aim of the game is to identify only 2 of their cards, but make up $1. So in this example, it would be 2 50-cents. So students would identify the 2 50-cent cards, slap it on the table, and say whack. So the first student to complete that wins that game. So they just keep playing until they pull through all the cards, and yeah, there'll be a winner at the end. So I will just clear these up and then discuss the second game with you, the part B of the first activity, which is exactly the same as this one, except this time they use the notes instead of the coins. So they sit opposite each other again. explain that. Okay, so again, the first one is turned over, so it's on a $100 note, so students have to identify which one of their two cards make up $100, so do the 50 notes, and again they say whack. So just like the first activity, the second activity is exactly the same. So these activity 1 really focuses on the first elaboration, which is to get students to identify two coins or notes that are of equal value to another one. So the second activity, you no longer need to use these cards. It's based around the play money. So this game I've said it's for 5 to 6 players. So the aim of the game is for students to work collaboratively as a group to use either the coins or the notes or a mixture, combination of both, to make up a certain value on a price tag. So if you had 6 players, you'd give each player a group of coins, either 50 cent, 20 cent, 10, $1, $2 or 5 cents, or for 5 players you'd give them each one of the groups of notes, or mix them both together to make it a little bit trickier. So the teacher would use this teddy just to give them a visual representation of something that they may potentially buy in a shop, and will think of a price. So for this example we will use $1.25. So this can be rubbed off and reused over and over again, which is useful. So the teddy will go at one side of the room, so $1.25, and the students will stand at the other. The teacher will divide the room so that the students know where the two sections of the room are. So in this example, the students might identify that it's that one of the players with $1, the 20 cents and the 5 cents are the 3 players that need to be used for this activity, and those 3 students would stand on the other side of the room. Students will actually be timed during this, so they are only given 1 minute to work together to identify which coins are being used or which notes are being used. And there's a link to the online stopwatch on the instructions list, and that's easy to use. So yeah, once the students have had that minute and they've figured out who needs to stand on that section of the room, the teacher or parent carer will check what money they've used to make sure they've made the correct value. So this is a really good way for students to work together as a team, which has been proven to be a successful and effective way of students learning. And it's also a really good way for teachers or parents to adjust what price they use to in accordance with the students' ability. So if they're finding this pretty easy, then you can make it harder and increase the value on the price tag. If they're struggling a bit more, then maybe you'll just use whole numbers rather than decimals. So yeah, that's the second activity. So both of those activities are aiming to facilitate the learning of that overall outcome from the Australian curriculum. And I believe it does it quite well. So thanks for listening.